Okay, so Revolut Premium is Revolut's mid-tier subscription plan. In the UK and in Europe, it costs roughly £7 to £8 or euros, and it is packed with value considering it's less than a tenner. You get a ton of different subscriptions. You get some interesting insurance perks and some banking features or services that we're going to talk about shortly. Arguably, they're a bit questionable. Arguably, they're a bit of a drawback. But for the right person, the banking features, those subscriptions, and the purchase protection could be very beneficial. As always, there are some drawbacks, particularly the cancellation policy that comes with this subscription program. And we're going to talk about that shortly. And there's definitely a few things within the finer print that you need to keep an eye on. So first, Jan, can we talk about these core banking features? I'm a bit unsure about them, to be honest, especially when you look at how they compare to other banking products on the market.
Yeah, Johnny, looking at the core financial benefits, I must say they do seem a little bit underwhelming, in my opinion. So you get £400 of fee-free ATM withdrawals every month. After that, it's a 2% fair usage fee. You get unlimited FX exchange using Revolut's exchange rate, and there's no fair usage cap. There'll be in place with standard, for example. I believe it's £1,000 per month that you can convert free of charge. They also waived the weekend FX markup. That's either 1% on standard or 0.5% on plus, I believe. You get 20% discounts on international transfers, and you get a slightly increased savings rate of 3.75% in the UK right now. You also get priority in-app support, which you can contact via chat and also via call if you're interested in that. And you get an increased Rev points earnings rate of 1 point for every £4 that you spend. Looking at this right now, to be honest, I would really ask myself, if I was lacking the context, if this was a paid bank account, because I do know several free bank accounts that have better conditions in the UK. What do you think about that?
I couldn't agree more. There are definitely, arguably for the right person, better products available that are free. But again, like I said at the beginning, that for the right person, these core banking features could be quite beneficial. Talk about like the increased fee-free ATM withdrawals, the exchange, like the unlimited currency exchange, the removal of the weekend surcharge. These are all things that are arguably better elsewhere, Jan, but still, when bundled with what Revolut have to offer, with, for example, the subscriptions, which we'll talk about shortly, those are compelling enough to go, well, no, this is good enough, because I think most people are withdrawing, smaller sums of money internationally. So do you need more than £400 of fee-free ATM withdrawals? Possibly not. When it comes to spending internationally, just using this card, you are going to get a pretty good rate. The Revolut rate isn't the mid-market rate, but it's probably closer to MasterCard's rate, which is what you could expect, or Visa's rate, which is what you'd expect with most high street banks or digital banks. So generally speaking, the core banking features aren't that compelling compared to a free account. But if you are interested in the other benefits of Revolut Premium, I don't think I would be put off by these banking features.
Yeah, makes total sense. Looking at the big picture, I get what you mean, but if they were, these benefits on their own, not that convincing. So let's talk about the lifestyle and partner perks. You just teasered it. There are a few subscriptions included. We got Headspace, NordVPN Standard, Perplexity Pro, Sleep Cycle Premium, PixArt Gold, Uber One, Freeletics, and Tinder Plus, and all of these combined have a total value of £670 per year. That's not what Revolut claims. That's what we figured out visiting each of these providers' websites and looking at the yearly pricing. Johnny, I'd like to ask you, which of these subscriptions do you already use?
It's a very good question. NordVPN, one. That's it.
That's it.
I have a subscription to Perplexity Pro, but that was a result of a freebie that PayPal were giving away, and I don't even use it. So that's it. NordVPN, which to be fair does hold a bit of the value. I mean, we calculated that it costs £3.79 per month or £45 per year. Now this premium subscription costs roughly £80 or euros per year. So if, like me, you're someone who already uses NordVPN, Premium could be a good way to offset that cost, but not enough of a reason just to go with it alone. What about you, Jan?
Good question. I use NordVPN Standard and Uber One as well. But these others, I mean, some of these I haven't even heard of. Headspace, I would not know what that is, to be honest. Sleep Cycle Premium, I also have no idea. We've discussed it with other Revolut plans in the past, but I mean, without Revolut, I would have never heard of these subscriptions, to be 100% honest. PixArt Gold, I also don't know it. Freeletics, I've heard about it, but I don't use it because I have a gym membership. And Tinder Plus, not needed because I'm in a relationship. So
you have already basically got the cost of the premium plan annually by using NordVPN and by using Uber One, Jan. So you could technically justify this plan.
I could, no, for sure. For me, it could make sense.
And the core banking features, do you think they would be justified if you were compelled to use this because of those subscriptions?
I mean, I would tolerate them. I'll tolerate them. So they're definitely not nothing that would stand out to me and nothing that would justify a purchase decision alone. But, I could live with them. Would I use my Revolut card on a daily basis while traveling, for example? I mean, probably not, because you mentioned that Revolut's rate is closer to MasterCard's rate than to others, but I've made slightly different experiences. So I think it's more off than I would wish it to be honest. And that's why I don't use it. I also have my Revolut card here. I just try to avoid it, to be honest, because of the exchange rate margin.
This is a difficult thing, isn't it, to discuss, because it can vary so greatly. And without trying both cards, or a MasterCard and a Visa card against a Revolut card, you'll never truly know. But it is safe to say that Revolut aren't using the mid-market rate.
Yeah.
And that there will be some exchange rate margin fee or spread that you'll incur when transacting with the card.
Right.
But, if you're in Jan's position and you've got a couple of subscriptions already, then those core banking features could be compelling. I think there's one feature that we slightly overlooked at the beginning, and that's that savings rate, Jan.
100% agree with that. Looking at Deposit Scout right now, I see Monument Bank with the number one spot at 4.51%, Chase UK on the second spot with 4.5%, Kahoot on the third place with 4.4%, and Chip on the fourth place with 4.37%. And all of these are free accounts, right? You don't have to pay a base fee in order to sign up.
Let's have a look at the everyday protection insurance that you get with this Revolut Premium account, Jan, because it could arguably be quite confusing. I mean, it certainly confused us, didn't it?
Oh, it did. It did a lot, Johnny. So definitely worth reading the fine print here. These insurances, they're organized by cover and then underwritten by leading insurers. What does premium cover? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so you get purchase protection up to £2,500 or euros, and this basically enables you to receive a refund if something you bought with your Revolut account is accidentally damaged or stolen. And it covers both offline and online purchases, but it's really important that you use your Revolut card in full to pay for that. And that could include laptops and phones, but it wouldn't cover you for a phone, say, that you have on like a 12-month contract or something that you get with a lot of phone networks where you pay monthly. Even if you were paying monthly for the phone with your Revolut card, it wouldn't be covered. So that's purchase protection. You also get refund protection, so you can get refunded up to £600 or euros if something goes wrong with a product and a vendor just refuses to accept your return. Again, that doesn't cover business purchases. You must use your Revolut card to be covered, and that is available. It's a bit like Section 75 protection in the UK when you purchase something with a credit card, but it's certainly not as robust, where I think that covers you up to 30 grand. With Revolut Premium, you're only covered up to £600. And then finally, there's event ticket cancellation. This one's quite interesting. You can get covered up to £1,000 or euros when something happens and you're unable to attend an event like a theatre show or a concert or a sports game or something. This is an interesting one. If you look at the exclusions, one thing I noted was that it says that you aren't covered if whatever's wrong with you, say it's a medical problem, that medical problem has to basically, to be covered, require a practitioner or a medical practitioner's attention or treatment. This is a bit ambiguous, and we'll share this on the screen, what it says, the wording exactly. But it seems to me like unless you need to go and see a doctor for whatever's wrong with you, whatever reason you had to cancel, then you might not be able to get that cover. So like COVID, for example, that like flu, that you won't necessarily go need your doctor's attention, you just sit it out at home. You might not be covered for things like that, Jan. That's a little bit concerning, buddy.
Yeah, it's how I understand it as well, to be honest. But yeah, might be worth clarifying with them. I wish they had a more precise wording here in place. Something that could be easily understood, to be honest. But
yeah,
it's not surprising. It's something that we know from insurances and what they love to do. just keep it as least precise as possible in order to have the most wiggle room in case things go wrong.
It's a bit difficult to access the policy documents as well, because I believe you have to have subscribed to the plan in order to receive the documents themselves. I suppose there's some wiggle room there, though, because you get a 14-day window, Jan, to cancel free of charge with no problems, no questions. You could always subscribe to Premium, check those policy documents and make sure that you feel comfortable with the insurance. If you don't, then you could cancel.
Yeah, fair enough. Just make sure that your card wasn't sent, right? Else Revolut may charge a delivery fee and deactivate the card afterwards.
Should we just have a quick look at any other benefits or features that are available? Or should I say not available?
So you don't get any travel insurance, which is sad. That's only included with Metal and Ultra. You don't get any launch key, neither cheaper access nor a free allowance. Looking at the subscriptions, there are obviously no high value subscriptions included, like WeWork passes or the Financial Times Premium Digital. But yeah, high value subscriptions are clearly missing here.
Although, to be fair, if you can make use of Perplexity Pro, you are covering a significant amount of value, total value that's available in those subscriptions. I mean, that can cost almost £150 per
but
year.
Most of the times it doesn't, right? I've seen that being a freebie with several products already. As an example, the free PayPal debit card, which you can just go ahead and sign up to, and you get Perplexity Pro free as well, at least right now. That might change in the future. So if you're listening to this in a few months, make sure to check. But
Yeah. Jan makes a very good point there, because none of these subscriptions on their own are hard to come by for cheap or in some cases free. And that's why they're bundled. That's why they're available at £8 or euros a month. And again, that reinforces the point of not signing up purely to get hold of the subscriptions. Should we talk about the cancellation policy?
Let's talk about the cancellation policy, which I find shocking, to be honest. So looking at the way this is advertised within the app as well, I would assume this is a month-to-month plan, right? But it seems that it isn't. It seems there's a rolling contract in place. As we just mentioned, within 14 days, there's a cooling off period. You get a full refund of your subscription. Doesn't matter whether you decided to pay on a monthly or an annual basis. If that premium card was sent, there might be a fee attached to it. But if it wasn't sent yet, because you didn't order it, for example, you can cancel free of charge. No questions asked. Afterwards is when it becomes a little difficult. So if you cancel after 14 days, but within 10 months, you don't get any refund. You pay the current month plus a break fee equal to 2 months of the subscription. That break fee does not give additional usage. You only keep the benefits until the end of the current paid month. Wow, that's honestly, that's a bit harsh, if you ask me. If you cancel after 10 months, there isn't any refund. You pay the current month only. There's no break fee, and the benefits continue until the end of the current paid month. If you decide to go for the annual billing, you essentially get no refund at all, no break fee. You keep premium until the end of the annual billing cycle. That's it. After the 14 days, of course. So that's Johnny. This is really harsh. If you ask me, it's a yearly subscription. People need to be informed about that. Yeah. Not ideal.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's pretty harsh. If you're sort of after the 14 days and within the 10 months, it's going to cost you money to cancel. That's essentially what you need to know. Don't sign up for the annual billing if you're a little bit on the fence about the plan. If you're not sure if you're going to make use of those subscriptions in the long term, definitely don't go annual.
Oh yeah, do go annual. Why not? What's the difference?
Sorry.
What's the difference in going annual than going monthly? It's literally just how you pay this.
Yeah, no. But if you're not sure about those subscriptions and you might actually want to cancel premium, then you should not go for the annual plan.
Why not?
Even if it's only going to cost you a 2-month break fee. But if you sign up for the annual plan,
2 months break fee. Okay, yeah, fair enough. 2 months break fee. Okay. It's still. Yeah. I mean, I'll try to avoid paying that at all costs. It's just.
I agree.
Just not ideal. So ideally figure out within 14 days whether this is something you really need or not. And if it's not, then just go ahead and cancel it. And if you need it, if you like to make use of these subscriptions going forward, then just keep it.
And that is exactly who this plan is ultimately for. Someone who's going to really make use of those plans. Someone who's already making use of those subscriptions. Someone who's already benefiting from them now prior to signing up for premium and sees this as an opportunity to save a little bit of money.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily for someone who's interested in the benefits of the fee fee-free currency exchange or the discounted international transfers or the savings rates, which we've seen are not that competitive, at least not right now. Ultimately, Jan, this feels like a subscription plan, and for someone who can make use of them, it's pretty difficult, isn't it, to draw a picture of someone else that could really make use of premium that doesn't really care too much about subscriptions. Just quickly, Jan, because we know in the UK, and we've talked about that a lot, that there are better core banking products available from the likes of Chase, Zopa, First Direct, who do really good international banking. What about the European Union? There'll be lots of people watching this right now from the EU or from outside the EU, but will have Revolut available. Could this be compelling, generally speaking, for them in terms of the banking, the international banking?
There's several products available. Obviously depends on the market. I'll just recommend to go ahead and research what's available within your market. But as an example, Bank, I think, has good conditions in several markets. N26 is available as well in several markets. And now probably the best solution out there, Trade Republic, that silver card, which looks really tempting. It's essentially, fee-free to use. You can use it all over the world without paying any fee, without having to worry about any limits. And that includes ATM withdrawals and also just card spending. And that's great. Plus, it looks excellent, as I just mentioned. It's really tempting. I think it's probably the best looking debit card out there right now. So if that's available within your market, go for it.
That's not to say that this still doesn't hold up as an FX card. I mean, for an occasional traveler, Jan, this isn't terrible. For someone that uses foreign exchange, who's exchanging currencies regularly, it's not awful, because ultimately you're not going to see much of a difference in how much money you save on those exchanges, because if it's only minimal amounts. And again, like we said, if you're someone that values those partner apps or subscriptions, or you might want to improve savings rates, but that's still a bit of a stretch. But for $7.99 a month or €8.99 euros, whatever it is in your market, it is a good fit for a few people, Jan.
Johnny, I feel bad mentioning the monthly rate. Honestly, I would just mention that yearly rate because that's just the right thing to do, as it is a yearly contract. So it's £80 a year, right? It's not necessarily. I mean, it's kind of still $7.99 a month, but it's a yearly contract.
You're right. To be fair, it is a little bit weak on paper, particularly. I mean, obviously, when you look at Metal and Ultra, which are so packed. And we've talked about them frequently. And if you want to learn more about Metal, or if you want to learn more about Ultra, we'll put some links on the screen that you can click and have a look. But those plans, I mean, if you need lounges or if you want to maximize those subscriptions, those plans are available. And definitely take a look at those videos if you want to learn more. And let us know in the comments if you have any thoughts on Premium. If you're using it now, how do you use it? We'd love to hear from you. And as always, if you want to support the channel, if you're watching us on YouTube, please like the video, subscribe. And if you're listening to us, then please do rate us 5 stars. That'd be nice. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next episode.